Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and in today's video we have a very special video to talk about. And my tone for this video is going to be a bit, I don't know, calm, restrained. There's a lot of problems with Marvel Strike Force right now. This is going to be a bit of a state of the game video, but I just want to address and kind of mention my disappointment about how things are going right now. I have to say that more often this past month or two, I've been, saying to myself, what keeps me here playing Marvel Strike Force? Why, do we keep playing this game where Scopely, the company, and Boundless Studios take the player base for granted? They basically have been trashing everything that has been good about this game the last month or two, and the decline is real. They treat this player base with a lot of contempt, and they don't really give back to the community. And I think a lot of this is really disappointing. And so this video is going to be a plea. It's honestly a plea. Please, don't kill Marvel Strike Force. There's so many things that could be done to keep the hemorrhaging of the player base from getting worse. And I want to talk about some of the things that maybe can be done, but I also want to talk about how things got here and that decline that I'm talking about. And before we do get to that, though, I do hope that you'll take a look at the next clip. And this is from a company that actually does treat the player base pretty well. Hey everyone, today's video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Are you looking for another completely free-to-play hero collector RPG with amazing graphics and tons of replayability? Then look no further. I want to share with you my top 3 reasons to play Raid. Number 1 has got to be the amazingly cool boss battles. Not only do they look great, but they're very well designed and fun to fight. One of my personal favorites is the Demon Lord clan boss because he's just so big and gross that you kind of just have to kill him. And number 2 is awesome looking heroes to collect. With over 600 plus champions, you'll never run out of things to do, and there's always going to be ones that suit your taste. One of my favorite champions has got to be Elhain the High Elf, because who doesn't like a badass elf who shoots arrows and gets the job done? And number 3, there's all sorts of fantasy races and factions, from orcs and elves to dwarves to humans, undead, all manners of creatures. There's just so much variety in this game to keep you playing and coming back for more. Now would be also a good time to remind everyone that Raid is running their annual Valentine's Day event called Love Quest, where new users from the United States can win all sorts of prizes, including in-game items, champions, and even Amazon gift cards. But if you're an old Raid player, you can still share the love too. Use the special promo code StValentine23 that everyone can use to get an extra Valentine's gift from us to you. If you haven't started playing Raid yet, then click on my link in the description down below or scan the QR code here on the screen. You'll get some unique bonuses worth $30, including the free epic champion Chonoru and other useful stuff. Just make sure that you click on the inbox button in the top right corner of the game after the tutorial to collect your rewards when you get in. So what are you waiting for? Download now, and I'll see you there. And we're back, and one thing that I do want to say before we get further in this video is, where are the promo codes for Marvel Strike Force? Where are the reasons for players to join, to start playing, to engage, to return to the game, to return to Marvel Strike Force? Newsflash, there are none. Occasionally, and I'm afraid to claim all my rewards here, honestly. Clicking on the calendars, sometimes they do have special calendars. I don't know if they do this for returning players. If they do, it's not frequent enough. And there's just not a lot of reasons. I don't know why there's still numbers on this one. I guess it didn't auto-claim for some reason. There's not a lot of reasons for new players to come back. There's not a lot of reasons for new players to start playing, frankly, if you ask me, compared to other games. And I've played a lot of mobile games. I've seen so many other games not only do amazing work for their anniversary events, which, by the way, Marvel Strike Forces is absolutely shit. For their 5th anniversary, their announcement was dog shit. It was garbage. And that's really disappointing for a game that's on their 5th anniversary. It seems like more like this is the 5th anniversary and their last anniversary, because of the going rate, they're not going to make it to their 6th. And I know that I've probably said something like this in the past, But this is the most scared that I am that Marvel Strike Force is not going to make it. I honestly think that the dive, the kind of the downhill slope, has been the steepest it's ever been. You know, the last time I probably remember where I really said something like this was probably around Thanos Giving, and that was November 2021, I think. So that was some time ago now, and that was the last time I remember things being really, really bad. But over the last couple of months, and we're going to take a look at some of these events that have gone on, why I think that road and that slope is just getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm just really concerned about where we're going to be even 6 months from now. The funny thing is that, you know, we haven't even gotten to Apocalypse yet, right? Where is he? Down here somewhere. This is supposed to be the biggest thing to happen to Marvel Strike Force, and nobody's talking about it. I don't see anyone talking about it. Like, not enough to be something that we've been waiting for a year. And I don't know if that's because he's been underwhelming, if it's just not, the hype is not there anymore, people are exhausted. I honestly don't know what to say to that, but I do know that there's just not enough talk. Not enough hype. I just hit 4 p.m. I guess as of recording this video, so apparently it's still throwing me login calendars at 4 p.m. instead of when it should be at the midnight reset for me, but whatever. There's just so many things that are going wrong with Marvel Strike Force that I'm wondering, like, where are we going to be? I have people leaving my alliance that I have had to replace. More this in the last couple of months than I've ever had to in the past before. And people are burnt out, people are tired, and people can't put up with this game anymore. And there's a whole host of reasons as to why. A lot of it is you know, the grindy, the screen time nature of this. You know, we're going to be talking this in a separate video when it comes to blitzing because of what's ongoing right now with the Kang Blitzathon. But, you know, it's just, it's getting to be a bit too much for some people. And they've been grinding the players into the dust. I have to say, they're grinding players into the fucking dust because you're getting less for more than you've ever done in the past. That 4-star that you used to get, gone. Those event campaigns you used to have, fucking gone. And that was the worst travesty to ever happen to Marvel Strike Force, was the removal of the event campaigns. Let's be very clear about that. This patch was absolute horse shit on that regard. All of the character events so far have been absolute horse shit. Let me reiterate. And that's on the back of a pretty bad patch with Rebirth. We're going to take a look at the history because I have all the data on the character releases. So, I don't know. Are things going to get better when Apocalypse comes out? I actually think that more people are going to quit. I think that more people are going to... They're going to unlock Apocalypse finally, those who can. Those of us who can. I'm pretty close, actually. I need about 500,000 Blue 4 Ions, and I'll have all my characters at Blue 4. And so at the very least, I'll be able to unlock Baby Apocalypse. But what about everyone else? And what about, or what about those people who do? I've heard from a lot of people, a lot of close people, a lot of people I speak to, and those who I don't, or a lot of people who I don't speak that often to, have told me that, you know, hey, Boilon, I'm just kind of waiting for Apocalypse to come out. I'm going to unlock him. It's like, I don't know, that farewell, bye-bye, I unlocked Apocalypse, see ya. You know, at least I waited a year or whatever to get them unlocked, and now I can see it through, and I'm gonna, you know, go somewhere else. I'm hearing that a lot. And I don't know where this game is headed. I don't know where Boundless and Scopely are taking this game anymore. What's the plan after Apocalypse? Have they acknowledged the hemorrhaging? They haven't. They need... And this plea goes out to Community Manager Archangel. You're a player of this game. Do you understand how much the player base is unhappy for a host of reasons? And I don't think things are going to get better when Apocalypse comes out or after Apocalypse. Your job is on the line. If this game goes under, so does your job, unless you get moved to somewhere else. So, how do people really feel? How does the company feel? How do the devs feel? Do they not care? Who cares around here? I'm trying. I really am. And I know people are going to say, Boilon, you know, you're wasting your breath, you're wasting your time. I probably am. But I wanted to do this video anyways, because I wanted to do a video from the heart about the reasons why I still play this game, the reasons why I want to keep playing this game, but why that they're just finding every single fucking reason to drive this game into the ground. There's been very little innovation in Marvel Strike Force. If you consider the Scourge events, that's really all that's been there for the last year. I don't count new campaigns or rehashed fucking, as much as I like what's on them, the hard mode heroes and villains that have been going on the last 3 or 4 months. It's nothing new. They're just literally rehashing it with fucking new things on the note. It's not new. The raids, we haven't had one in a while, but even that's not new stuff. There's nothing. Cosmic Crucible was it, and that is a bit hit or miss for some people. We don't have a lot of PvE engagement. A lot of this game is now labeled towards PvP, fighting other players, and maybe that's where this game is going. I was disappointed that we didn't have some sort of alliance-based global boss battle. I don't know. People were talking about it like they have in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. They have some sort of things like that. But there's not a lot of innovation on the stuff we currently have. Where are the unique events for the anniversary that are coming? Unique, brand new, innovative things. Where are they? They could have done it with Kang. They could have done it with like big character names, like a brand new event, like a fucking raid or something. Like a fucking Gambit raid, right? I know that's coming too down the line, right? But they could have innovated a brand new way to do something than rehashing, regurgitating, and copy and fucking pasting every single time they do something. That's all they know how to do. Literally, I could do their job in the events department. They're copy and pasting events every single month, and it's not getting changed. And we're getting the same shit every single month. It's nothing new. Just grinding the resources. And that's it. Right? And the Scourge events come back around, and that's it. And the irony actually here is that we all know that the removal of the campaign events for Kang Hunt was absolute horseshit. But I think the biggest irony of this is actually having the other campaign events, like the old legacy ones, side by side. The Ant-Man one. Now, I mean, I don't think these are super great either. But, they were a free-to-play method for those veterans of us who know from the past. We've had campaign events for the whole time this game has been fucking around. And now we don't. And that's one of the biggest travesties for Marvel Strike Force. The second biggest travesty is the way that we have no player retention. We have no ways of keeping players around. We have no ways of bringing new players in. I alluded to this and touched on this in the beginning. Because this game doesn't have good mechanisms involved to entice players to join or to come back. And what I would love to see, for example, and I mentioned this in my Discord earlier on today, whenever you watch this anyways, maybe some people have seen it. We talked about what we could do for new players. Give everyone a fucking 3-star Darkhold team across the board. Wouldn't even make that much of a difference. Honestly. If you come and play Marvel Strike Force today, insert promo code fucking Darkhold MSF, and you will get a 3-star Darkhold team for you to get started in this game. That would be amazing. But they're never going to do something like this. But please, something like this would go such a long way in the player experience for people to want to come back. And the other thing is that just the amount of shards that we're getting on new character releases are just getting worse and worse and worse. Rebirth was actually pretty terrible, despite what you see in my roster screen. That's because I spent 675 power cores. I did a lot of power core spending on Rebirth. But largely, the events were not very good. Agent Venom, probably some of you know, was absolute horseshit. We're going to take a look at some of these. And then the ones for the Masters of Evil are not very good either. My Absorbing Man was at 105 shards. I picked up 30 shards because there was a power core spending event that gave me Titania and Absorbing Man shards, and that's exactly how I got this, so if you're wondering why. But otherwise, we're basically 3-star. 3-star maximum. It's absolute garbage. Let's take a look. This is my character spreadsheet. Let's look at some of these characters. Now, we don't have Apocalypse or Moonstone yet, so I color code my characters in terms of how bad the amount of shards are for these characters. If it's red, it's typically in the 3-star range. If it's yellow, that means like you might have been able to get a 4-star. And if it's green, then the possibility of a 5-star. Now, the green only happens on campaign events, which we don't have anymore. Last one being Nemesis on the 7th of December. As far as I'm aware, that's gone. We're not seeing this ever again. And again, the biggest travesty to hit Marvel Strike Force. Kang the Conqueror. Terrible fucking Blitz grind event. We know, actually, I should Blitz. I didn't put it in here. Blitz grind event. Milestone event. It's fucking garbage. Absorbing Man. 3-star. 100 shards. Titania. Month long, but still not very good. Agent Venom. Absolute horseshit. You know, honestly, I can't tell you the specifics without looking at the event sheet. I know this was bad. Everyone complained about it. Captain Carter. That was the gold spending crap, and some of the other stuff related to that was not very good, in my opinion. U.S. Agent, month long again. Nemesis. The only last good thing to ever happen on Marvel Strike Force. What happened before this? Dark Beast. Well, it was better than Kang, you know, for what it's worth. Nakia was an event campaign. We complained about the way that this one was set up, but frankly, I would love to have this back if there was any option at all. Black Panther, November month long. Iron Man Zombie was a little bit mixed. I think some people, you know, liked it, some people didn't. But it was bordering, you know, unique, and for that I have to give them the credit for that. But that was a while ago now. Mr. Negative, not so bad. I don't like how long he was gated for, but I do like that he was available to us 5 shards a day for free. So that one's fine. Spider-Man Noir was actually, that should be red, because I'm pretty sure I got 100 shards only on Spider-Man Noir. Spider-Man 2099, red/orange, I believe he was 30 shards plus orbs. So you were able to maybe get 3 or 4 star. You know, Spider-Weaver everyone has her now. Red Hulk, Brawn was very easy, but you only really had 3-star, I believe, so he should be in the red too. So yeah, these are not great color coded. They're in the wrong colors probably here. Abomination was month long. Hulkbuster, terrible event, so that's red. Viv Vision was a campaign event, and that was green. But the greens, the amount of greens, like, you're more often than not scrolling through here, you're seeing a lot of more bad events than you're seeing good events. In terms of character shards, things really took a dive, though. I would say probably from last year's Echo. For those veterans who were around this time last year, might remember that Echo was the beginning of shitty character events. 100 shards, pretty much. Echo was 100 shards. I honestly, I miss full-on Blitz characters. You know, now. Kate Bishop, Wong was the last one, I believe, to have a full Blitz release. I miss these days. That was not even a year ago now, to date. I would rather do that than do what we're doing right now for Kang. Just on the record there. But everything after that was just not good. It was grinding more for less. Pretty much a 3-star. Very few of these outside of campaign events were even available at 4-star. Especially as the month-long events shifted from a flat 180 to the orb garbage. And I believe Deathlock was the last person to have 180 shards flat, and then after that, with Abomination, it went to orbs. And that's why I had a fucking big video about why this was absolute garbage. Things are not getting better, but I have to say that it could be. It could be. Number 1, bring back campaign events. Proper campaign events, like Nemesis, or whatever. It could be traded. It should be traded. That's fine. We're used to that. My voice is going. We need to get back to where we were even 9 months ago. But the decline has been crazy. Has been absolute crazy these last month or two. We need to... I'm not sure if I'll be sticking around too much longer. If the decline keeps going at a pace that I'm uncomfortable with, I might actually throw in the towel. Maybe I'll be here until the game crashes and burns, but it needs to reverse course. And I'm making a plea to Scopely and Boundless and to Community Manager Archangel, please find a better way to go forward with this game that the community can be happy about. I want to enjoy doing an event. I want to enjoy picking up my phone to log into the game to have to play. I don't want it to feel like a massive chore every single day. I want to actually feel like I'm getting something done. I don't want to feel like I'm being squeezed all the time or getting my eyes gouged out. Because that's how it currently feels. That's how it's been feeling over the last 2 or 3 months. Some people might say, Boilon, maybe you're just burnt out. I don't know, maybe I am. But I know that there's a lot of people, other people like me, who feel this way, who are attached to this game, who want to see it better. And I'm one of those people. I just wish that they'd reverse course really, really badly. So please, Scopely, please, Bring back campaign events. Make it more player-friendly for people to join, to start playing Marvel Strike Force, for returnees to come back and get something. Please. And make it better for us who play the events day in and day out, that it doesn't feel like an absolute chore to just unlock a character in a hero collector game. I'm begging you. Please, Scopely. Fix Marvel Strike Force. Make it a game that we want to play. And that's it. That's the end. Yeah, that's the end for me. I don't know what to do from here, but I really hope that they'll listen. I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna link this to Community Manager Archangel, and I hope that he'll actually watch it, and I hope that he takes some of this, maybe, and even just a little bit of this, to Scopely and Boundless, because I care about the game and I want to see it survive, and I'm really concerned. That's the end of this video, everyone. Until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.